I totally nailed that. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Yes, sirree! Let me tell you, we were at the top 12 tonight. They take the stage, first time for the live shows, and public voting has begun. Who are you voting for? Tell me down in the comments if you feel like sharing it. If you don't, then okay, don't tell me then, I don't care. 2 artists are going home tomorrow night. Carson announced if anybody's song gets into the top 10, it will be multiplied by 5. We started out with TeamUsher. Bria Kelly did Rolling in the Deep by Adele, and she had that guitar on her as more of a prop in the opening of this performance, but her voice sounded great though. In places I think it was just a little choppy. In the chorus I realized that her sound is got that shaky vibrato, more like Alanis Morissette, so that was kind of some of what the choppy was going on. And she kind of rocked this out, but who did it better? Tell me, Gina Irene or Bria Kelly? Down in the comments. Usher stood for her. Shakira said she loves it when she gets all fierce. Adam told her the key is hard, but said it was angsty, but he wished it was higher because she took the key down to fit her voice. And she said she did this little climb thing in the song, and she said it would have killed her if it was way up there in her voice. But change the key if you need to. If it's in your voice, it sounds better in your voice, change the key. Forget you, Adam. Blake said he loves the rock approach she brought to it. Next we had TeamAdam with Delvin Choice doing Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. And oh my god, I love this song so much. We do it on gigs all the time. And if I remember, I'll put a little link for you guys. I actually have a live cut performance that I made on my iPad with it so you can watch it. It ain't that great, but it's good enough for you to go on and listen to it. Adam sang the big note for him to give him the vibe of this song, you know, because it's all leading up to that big yeah, okay. So anyway, and told him to sing the song like he's dying. He dedicated this to his mom and dad for their anniversary, and he was doing a pretty good job of keeping the straight tone in the opening segment, and then started doing his thing from the bridge. I felt the big note was a little anticlimactic from the way he breathed into it and then cut it off with a riff, but he did an okay job with the song. Blake said he sang the crap out of it. Usher said a song like that is conveying the pain, and he made it a little more happier and said he didn't know if that's a good or bad thing. Shakira said he delivered an amazing performance after Carson tried to skip her. And please don't skip me. Please thumb this up and let me know that you are enjoying the commentary. It also lets other people know that we are over here discussing the voice. I need 50 thumbs, you guys, before I go to India. Yeah, I'm going to India next week. Oh my god. Alright, but I will be here Monday, Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for your thumbs. TeamShakira was up next with Dani doing Just Give Me a Reason by Pink. And Shakira told her not to embellish too much and to deliver the lines to the audience because she was keeping it very internal, you know, just here. She started in the middle of the audience, and I liked her easy way of being connected to them. She was just there, just relating to everybody. As she walked up, she was looking back, you know, doing her thing. When she started into the chorus and seemed a little constrained in her breath support, but she had no problem jumping into that big note. Then she finished out abruptly and softly. Shakira stood for her, and I just felt like the beginning was very good, the big note was very good, but everything else was just a little muddled, and the ending was just so abrupt. I was just like, oh, okay, it's over. Adam noticed that there's no time to breathe during the song and said she did a fantastic job with it, but he wanted it to be more dynamic, and him and Shakira started arguing back and forth. Blake said when she hit the big note, it changed everything. Then we had TeamBlake with Audra McLaughlin doing Angel of the Morning by Juice Newton, and Blake was advising her to watch her breathing on the song. Seems like a lot of songs in tonight's selection had breathing problems. I had no idea what she was saying on the first line of the song, but she got a little cleaner as she went along. Maybe it was just a little low for her, the key was a little low in her voice. When she got into the chorus, it sat nicely in her voice, and luckily she stayed there for the rest of the performance. She had a nice little after twang thing happening that I was like, oh, I really like that. And Blake stood for her. Usher told her she has a powerful yet personal voice with a lot of character. Adam said he wasn't going to get too technical and said it was wonderful. TeamUsher had TJ Wilkins up next doing Waiting for the World to Change by John Mayer, and he chose the song himself. And I so felt like he was preaching when he started this out, and I mean that in the best way possible. He was getting people ready to hear the message of the song. This sounded good in his voice, though there wasn't really a breakout moment happening. Just kind of laid in the cut, feeling the vibe and telling the story. It worked for me though. Usher and Shakira stood for him. Shakira said she's always rooting for him and called him pure and sincere. Blake said he has something that's infectious about him in a good way. TeamAdam was up next with Christina Grimmie doing Dark Horse by Katy Perry. And Adam gave her quite a few notes during her rehearsal and said she's trying to balance ambition with control. She got the star treatment for this. The set was off the chain with the shooting stars and crazy colors. Her outfit was on point. I liked her intensity throughout, and she gave us some big notes and a very interesting arrangement, right? At 2 points, they doubled her voice or something. I don't know if it was somebody else singing along with her or if it was something they did with the effects or something. It was kind of strange, but it worked. It was just too short. Again, too short. Blake said it's impossible to understand how so much sound comes out of a tiny human being. Shakira said her range is impressive and she nailed it. TeamBlake was up next with Sisaundra Lewis doing Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John. Loved her softness and precision in the opening segment, and she looked great in that little skinny dress showing off her body and stuff like that with the Michelle Obama arms. This seemed really sedate for her though, and she kind of just let it flow, but I was missing the really big notes. I mean, she did her thing, but it was just like, come on girl, bring it some more. This is a live show, bring it. I think a lot of people will like that she was a little understated, but most of us I think are missing that really in your face sound. Blake and Usher stood for her. Usher said there's only one other voice like that and mentioned Patti LaBelle. Hey! I said it before, I love me some Patty, baby. Adam told her it was great because of the restraint that she showed and called it controlled and seasoned. TeamShakira was up next with Kristen Merlin doing Stay by Sugarland, and Shakira told her to let herself be exposed and vulnerable on this performance. And the sound of her voice just surprises me. She looks so butch and sounds so film. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it just is the way I am seeing it. She had good emotion going on this, seemed to have a good connection to the lyrics, but then her mic went out and someone had to bring her a new mic, but she just kept emoting and doing her thing. She knew what was going on because she pulled out her in-ear piece and was just singing or whatever, but you couldn't hear words she was saying, right? All the coaches stood for her when she was finished, naturally because she handled it very well. Adam said it was great because she handled it so gracefully. Blake said she keeps getting better and better. Usher said the song gave him an intimate moment with her voice. TeamAdam was up next with Perkins doing Magic Man by Heart, and Adam advised her to project outward and get into people's faces on this performance. And Kat was the serious rocker chick for this performance and played well with her lead guitarists. She had 3, and I felt the intensity and the passion in her vocals and her playful performance. 3 guitarists on the stage, and this was still her show. She was the centerpiece. She controlled everything, looked great, sounded great. Adam stood for her. Blake called her a rock star. Usher called her voice powerful and steady and said she has what it takes to be on radio right now. Next we had TeamBlake with Jake Worthington doing Anymore by Travis Tritt, and Blake told him to make everyone in the audience feel like he's singing the song to them because he was being very personal, but he was just being kind of in here. And a lot of people do that. You know, when you get something that's very personal, you want to keep it here to yourself, but sometimes you just need to just give it to everybody else. Yeah, bring it in here and there, feel the passion, and then let it flow out to everyone else. He picked up the guitar for this and did what he does so well. Jake really finds his way into a song and makes it very believable from his own view. He also comes off very sweet and soft-spoken, then brings out all this fierceness and emotion. He was about in tears during this performance. Blake stood for him, and he said, oh, he saw his mama in the audience, and that kind of broke him up. Oh my God, can he be any more just like sweet and marketable, right? Shakira said he's the most endearing contestant on the show and talked about his honesty. Then TeamShakira was up with Tess. She did I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi, and Shakira told her the notes were getting a little flat during rehearsal and told her to concentrate on certain words in the song. And Tess turned this rock ballad into more of a pop ballad for this performance, and I liked it. I really liked it. It still had a nice edge but was more fit to her voice and style. Naturally, she nailed her big note and got well into the modulation, but I felt her getting a little tight near the end, but she finished it out well. Blake said she's the person to beat on TeamShakira. Usher talked about how she has learned so much from each of them who've coached her. Then finally, in the pimp spot, we had TeamAdam with Josh Kaufman doing Stay With Me by Sam Smith, and Usher had him take a run around the stage to get him to make a connection with the whole audience. He wanted to see how, you know, big the place is and tell him you need to reach all these ends of the room. Great visuals before the song started. They had some stuff going on in the back, looked like raindrops or something. These lights were going up and down. It was just really nice. You got to see it. His voice was sounding so sweet on this song, and he took it to the audience throughout. Just came and just walked over here and then moved away and walked back over here, just very much sharing the whole performance. His falsetto and scoops into some part of the song were so effective and made me feel it. He also has a nice powerful head voice range. I am just loving his voice. Usher stood for him. Shakira said it was clever for him to start the song understated and then knock us out with the sickness of his voice. Adam said it was the perfect song for him. Blake called him the guy to be on Team Usher. And there you have it. There were some good performances tonight. At first I was like, nobody's really blowing me away, but the competition was on once Christina Grimmie got up there, because then people were like, okay, she is doing it. We are going to bring it from now on out, right? Did you enjoy it? Tell me who are your favorites down in the comments. Tomorrow night, 2 contestants from any team are going home. Adam and Blake are going to join their teams on stage for song. Shakira is going to be performing Empire, and the voice instant save will be in full effect, so get ready to vote on Twitter. Make sure to thumb this up. This is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. I am out. Peace.